Damn. Y'all feel that?
Yeah, yeah, uh, yeah. A message to all you pseudo spitters. The sound is cool, but the trend I see is the truth is missing. I feel the flow is stupid. You claim that the music's different. I guess it's all opinion, depending on who was listening.
What's the word, y'all? It's KTR Podcast, hashtag KTR. We're KTR. We are back in the building for an episode live and direct. And today I am live and direct with the Quadfather, the ace, one of the captains of Team Ambition, and the current Crown of Glory champion, Camaro Jackson. My brother, how are you feeling
DJ, run that beat.
My brother, how you feeling today?
I'm good, man. I'm hanging out. How you living, bro?
I'm blessed and highly favored, living life. You know how it go, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sorry for the delay for this episode, but for certain circumstances, we couldn't do this show for a while. But since it's a new year, we can go ahead and fall into it right quick. And I'm here with my brother Camaro Jackson. It's been a long time coming. Been good friends for a while. Been a big fan of yours. Know everything in the wrestling scene that you're doing. We like what you're seeing, especially in the Midwest, especially in our city of St. Louis. You've been doing numbers, been doing work, especially 2022. I feel like that was one hell of a year for you.
It was banger after banger after banger after banger.
Right. Before diving to everything you've done and accomplished over the year and everything, first I got to get into how did you get involved with wrestling?
Wrestling period in general as a fan, I just saw it one day on TV. So the earliest memory I have is the Rock and Kurt Angle. And I just remember the Rock had an angle in the sharpshooter, and he was not letting him go. They was ringing the bell, but he was not letting him go. And I'm like, oh, I bet I like this. I didn't know why I liked it. I like the fact that I see dudes getting hit in the head with chairs on TV, getting beat up. I'm like, all right, it's cool. Then I was like, let me see. My first fight, I was like, what was that? 6 or 5 or 6, something like that. And that was what, 2000, 99, 2000, whenever Angle came out. Then once I got a little bit older, 8 or 9, that's when I really, really got into it during the Ruthless Aggression era. That's when I really, really got into it. Big fan of Eddie Guerrero. If anyone that knows me, I love Eddie. Big fan of Rock, big fan of Angle, Jericho, all those dudes, man. I always loved wrestling. I used to beat up my uncles, used to try to get my mama to do it with me, but she wasn't fooling me. See, I was the only child growing up. So
same thing right here.
Hey man, you feel the struggle.
I understand. Anybody
I can play with. Yeah. Uncles used to, overpower me. They would never let me kick out the pins. I'm like, no. Right. I remember this one time, my mom had bought me a IC title belt, like a little fake, little toy belt, whatever.
You said IC title one?
Yeah, the OG,
like the OG,
the one that Randy Orton had.
Yeah. Hold on. So this right here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I like you talking about this. The fake one, and everything. Toy
bro,
belt.
Yes, the exact one, bro.
It's the same exact
one. Bro, stop.
I don't know how I kept this in this house neither. So yeah, it was the right timing for this.
My shit broke years ago. Fell apart years ago.
Oh, it's dope.
Bro, so I remember I had got it and I was trying to defend it against my uncle, bro. Excuse me. When I say he whooped my butt, and took my belt from me, I said, "Hey man, you must have it back." He said, "You got to win it back.
Get the boy's ball back,
bro. Get a little dude his ball back, man." I said, "All right, I got to win it back, bet." So you know what I did? I kicked him in the nuts, and I won it there. I got in trouble, but I got my belt back. I mean, we wrestling, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go Ric Flair then. Shoot, I kicked him dead in the shit. He's like, Nelson, why you do that? I'm like, we resting. I thought that was okay. I thought that was cool. He got mad. I'm like, my mom was like, well, you took his belt. You saw him win it back.
Right.
So, yeah, man, I've always been a fan. Always been a fan.
That's dope, man. That's dope. I understand the only childhood thing, though, it's a real thing. So, like I said, we got to give them a fan. So, like, if you around, we're going to have fun with somebody. So, that's just how it go, man. It is what it is. I feel you on that. So, like I said, get into wrestling. Like I said, we talked about you and everything with 2022. You did a lot. I've witnessed a lot of everything you've done, from you being on Warrior Wrestling, was in town, from also you competing on what's that? Not AEW. Well, you were on AEW. You was on AEW Dark. I seen that as well. Wrestling at the Chase, which is a big thing within our city.
Yes, sir.
I say competing against all people this year for different matches and everything. So I just got asked, like, you've done so much last year, and I saw the growth of everything. Will's probably say your biggest moment from 2022.
Man, I would say it's 2 moments. Well, maybe 3. Winning that, well, how should I start this? Winning the Crown of Glory Championship meant a lot to me. Like a lot of people probably assumed like I was working when I was in the ring when they saw me, being emotional, but that shit was really real. Like I really could not hold it back. Because I had to take a second and kind of reflect on like where I was at like a couple years ago, like spot wise on the Glory Pro card. Because man, at one point, man, I was just there. I was just another body. Like I was always one of those guys. Like I was always the first one there to help set up, help tear down, and sometimes I always got overlooked. So they always put me aside, push me aside. I always be on the pre-show, or I'll be in a random match on the main card, or I'll just be forgotten about. So it got kind of frustrating after a while, because I'm like, man, what do I need to do? I need to do something different. What do I need to do?
Right.
So a situation happened during like the pandemic, where I wasn't included on a particular show, and it rubbed me the wrong way. And I had a conversation with the people in charge of Glory or whatever, one specific person. I had a conversation with them, and I was like, man, I'm not okay with where I'm at right now. I don't think it's really necessary for me to be here right now. He's like, no, we have plans. We're going to do this, that, and so. But I felt like I wanted them more than they wanted me. And I wanted to be switched around. I wanted to be the opposite. I wanted them to want me more than I needed them. So I wanted to kind of step away from Glory for a minute. Because part of 2021, I wasn't a part of Glory. I didn't start wrestling back for Glory to the end of 2021. So I wanted to kind of step away and kind of figure me out. So I haven't really figured me out yet at that stage, at that point. Because I just kind of found the name Quadfather, but I didn't really have like, okay, why am I the Quadfather? What is the Quad? Who is the Quadfather?
Right.
I just had the cool name because I'm big and I got big legs. But like, there's like, you know what I'm saying? I can have that, but there has to be more. Like, what is that?
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I want to prove myself at other places. Then I'll come at Glory, because I didn't want it to be a situation where like, okay, obviously people know that Glory Pro is a big indie, but I didn't want to be dependent on the big indie.
Right.
I wanted that big indie I want them to depend on me, to rely on me. Like this show's riding on my shoulders. So I'm like, all right, I need to kind of like softly reboot myself, like kind of start over almost. Not start over completely, but kind of like start over a little bit. Like, okay, I need to find out who I am as a wrestler. Because I feel like I don't have nothing to offer. Because end of the day, I'm not the type of person to place blame, even though like there is like you can place blame on something, but you also got to take some accountability. Something. Right. Like there's something. Like there's a reason why I was on the pre-shows. There's a reason why I was just floating around on the cars. Yeah, sure, I was over. Yeah, sure, I stood out when I could, but there was something missing. So I'm like, all right, I need to figure out what's missing. I need to still find it. Even now, I still sometimes I feel like I have the mental block of I'm missing certain components, but I'm better. I'm better than what I was now versus then. Way better. Way better.
Right.
So I took a little break from Glory. Started doing. I was more at 0-1 over there in Illinois, more so. Kind of carrying them for the 2021, 2022 year, especially during COVID and stuff, and kind of learning how to be what I wanted to be. And that's the main eventer. That's the top guy. Like, I didn't get into wrestling to be second place, third place, fourth place. I want to be the top of the mountain head honcho.
Right.
That's all I watched. I watched Rock, Eddie, Brock, Angle, Austin. Like, those dudes were main eventing. Like, those are the dudes I want to be like. So I'm like, all right, what do I gotta do to be like that? So I kind of went a different direction, and I told myself, I will never feel like this again. I will never feel like I need to want. I don't want to feel dependent on one place. So once I put that attitude in my head, I kind of hit the ground running, started doing things differently. Then it was kind of figuring out who's the Quadfather? Then just realizing like the Quadfather ain't nothing but me, this dude who goes to the gym and is moving all this heavy weight, who's determined to be the best, who literally is probably one of the strongest dudes in all of professional wrestling. Like, that's me. So I'm like, okay, I think I have a blueprint. Now I want to kind of build it even more. So the winning that Crown of Glory championship and just like remembering where I came from on the card for Glory Pro, like from 2018 on, like I'm like, wow, like I literally started at the bottom. Now I'm main eventing at the pageant. Like, what? Crazy, man. It was crazy. And I was really overwhelmed. I was in the ring in tears, and I looked up seeing the fans standing on their feet clapping. I'm like, what in the hell is this? This is too much. This is too much. This is too much. I'm like, y'all are cheering for what we just did. Y'all cheering for me. And I'm like, man, I did something. Now I gotta keep it. I gotta keep it going. And I gotta even go higher, because like this isn't the end all be all. Like there's more and beyond. So my real goal with Glory is to try to be the best champion that I can be and stay at the top as long as I can. Then once it's time for me to move on to the next level in my career, I'll do that if I'm so fortunate enough to. That's moment number one of 2022. I would say moment number two, the AEW Dark stuff. So the first time was the end of 2021. Where I did the squat suplex. Yay. Which is real cool.
I was front row right there.
Man. What's cool about that, man, a lot of like the OGs in wrestling, like the Davey Richards of the world, like the Christopher Daniels, they always tell you like you're not going to always have like these 10-minute, 12-minute matches or these matches or moments. You're not going to be able to create moments.
Right.
And you're not going to always be given those type of time limits. And we had like 4 minutes. So let me see. We have 5 minutes. We got a minute each for the entrance. So we really had 3 minutes in the ring.
Right.
So thinking of a way to kind of stand out, even like if me standing out is forgotten, like 10 years from now, it don't matter. I stood out in that moment.
Right.
So like when I'm in those situations, like the AEW situation, like I'm on Dark, I'm like, what can I do to stand out? What can I do to in this moment for them to get on their feet and clap for me? I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take some of my toolbox that I ain't never did. Because that was the first time I did that in front of a live crowd. I never practiced that or nothing.
So you just went out there and winged it. You said,
bold. I did it in the back. I did it in the back. Me and you to practiced it in the back, but I never did that in front of a live crowd. So I was like, well, I'm gonna do something impressive. That's gonna be it. Because you see most people they do cool sequences and stuff, but I'm like, I'm the big strong guy, so I gotta think of something like strong and big and vicious for them on commentary. Like, whoa, what the hell did he just do?
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do a suplex, but I'm gonna squat with it. And just to hear that place erupt when I went down and I came back up and I bumped them, I'm like, oh my God, I need this every night. I need it every night. It was incredible. But 15 seconds, 30 seconds of fame, I need this every night, bro. I need it every night. My blood was moving. Oh my goodness. Then when I picked up my phone, I'm like, oh my God. Like, it
everybody
was incredible. Incredible, bro. Incredible. Like, that's something I'll never forget. Never forget. Like, even like, heaven forbid I don't go anywhere else in wrestling. Like, I can at least tell somebody that I'm like teaching to be a wrestler. Hey man, I know how to get over in 30 seconds or less. If you know what I'm saying? Like, I've at least done that. I've done something.
Right.
So like, it was crazy. Like a light bulb kind of went off in my head. I'm like, this is it. It ain't about the moves. It's about the moments. And that was the moment. I'm like, God damn, that's what they be talking about. That's what these veterans be talking about. It was so cool. So that's moment number 2. And moment number 3 is the pageant. I grew up on wrestling because of my grandparents, my grandmother and my papa. Me and my granny used to watch SmackDown on Thursdays all the time, every week, faithfully. And they used to always talk about the wrestling.
The chase.
Damn, yeah.
Chase. I figured that's where you was going with. I was like,
I'm tripping.
Like, it had to be the chase thing here. Wrestling at the chase.
Yeah, wrestling at the chase. Lord, when I started saying, I'm like, pageant. This doesn't sound right because we were the first ones to wrestle the pageant.
Right.
But, chase. They talk about wrestling at the chase. My granny's like, oh, the Von Erichs, the Ric Flairs, the Dusty Rhodes, blah, 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 blah. You used to hear that all the time. It's like wrestling what it used to be like how back in the day, Bruiser Brody, yada. I'm like, who the hell y'all talking about?
Right. That's all my grandparents talk about. Von Erichs and everything. That's all.
I'm like, who? I'm like, who the Von Erichs? They all dead. I'm like, what happened? But nah, like, to actually accomplish that, and I wish my grandmother was still around so I could have like bragged to her that was happening. But like to have accomplished that still, that was incredible. Like I didn't think it was real. Right. Like a lot of people, a lot of fans, a lot of wrestlers, I'm gonna call a spade what it is. A lot of people don't like NWA. Yeah. A lot of people don't like the idea of the people wrestling at the chase because it's expensive, blah, blah, blah. But as a true wrestling fan, as a true like student of the game and someone who grew up with wrestling, bro, who would not want to wrestle at the chase, especially being from St. Louis?
Exactly. Especially
that rich history. Like, you know what I'm saying? Being from, bro, my granny house was down the street from the chase. From the chase, bro. Down the street. Union and Terry, bro, right down the street. So like, bro, like that's my childhood. Like I heard about this almost every day of my childhood. So like I know. And so like it was so surreal. I'm like, all right, I've been announced the rest of the chase. I don't believe it. I see the flyer. Oh, I don't believe it. I'm getting followed in the tag by NWA. I don't believe it. Emails. I don't believe it. I get in the venue. I'm like, still don't believe it. I'm in the back at Gorilla. I'm like, okay.
It's getting real.
I'm like,
not yet.
Maybe some bad gonna happen. And we walk out. I'm like, oh shoot, okay. I get in the ring. I'm like, oh man, wow. I'm actually in the wrestling ring at the chase. Damn. All right, bet.
Did it.
Cool. Yeah. And like just to experience that, man, it was heavy. It was heavy because like I say, I wish my grandparents were here to experience that and see that for me. But like I'm so happy like that I got to accomplish it. So like I did a lot of things. I did something that a lot of people can't say they did, especially the St. Louis kids. Like a
Yeah,
lot of
especially
St. Louis
now.
kids. You know what I mean? A lot of us can't say we wrestled to the chase. So that's a blessing, man.
Right, because if only people knew how important wrestling at the chase is in its history, like it's top tier. Like you understand, especially being from St. Louis, and like how important it is with doing that as an accomplishment, especially how it got brought back after 30 plus years.
Yes.
Something you would never think of happening again.
Bro, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, so all that being said, you dropped a lot of knowledge to us. You gave a good vocal viewpoint about everything that you've done 2022 and things you're looking forward to in 2023, especially with being Crown Glory champion. You explained your grind and how you went from this to where you are right now, which is a great, vast improvement. So with that being said, and also this also works well for you with what you're doing right now with Team Ambition. What is a message or some advice you have for the up and coming wrestlers right now?
Don't take this stuff for granted. Because it can be gone tomorrow. Like I've met a lot of dudes who literally were at the top of the mountain and they literally lost everything overnight. Or I met guys like who were on their way to the top, they lost it all overnight. Then I see a lot of guys like who get frustrated. They're trying to juggle real life, they're trying to juggle family, they're trying to juggle all these other things. And it's like, man, like that's what wrestling's about. Like, you know, getting defeated over and over and over again, falling on your back over and over again, then eventually winning. Like that's the whole point of like, I don't know, like that's I love it. Like when I first started wrestling, I had to take a bus an hour to 2 hours every day to get to training. But I did it. Like I was still in college too.
This is out in Kansas City, right? Yeah.
And I did it because I love wrestling to death. Like I would literally spend my last on wrestling. Like, and I have. But I think something I have learned, especially like after COVID and all that stuff, how to balance like wrestling, my family, my kids, wife, house, other job, other opportunities, and balancing all. Um, just kind of remembering why you doing it. Like why are you here? Like why do you want to do this? Why do you wake up every morning in pain, tired, 6 a.m., go work 8 hours, then come to the school, go work out 2 hours, coach for 3 hours, come back home, hang out, chilled, and do it all again every single day. Like 7 days a week working. Like why would you do that? Why would you put yourself through that physical and mental stress?
Right.
And for me, like I want to be able to, like a lot of people say, oh, it's like I feel people are embarrassed to announce their goals. They're embarrassed to say, I want to go to WWE, I want to go to AEW, I want to go to Impact Japan, I want to wrestle at WrestleMania, I want to main event WrestleMania. If you ever notice like the successful people in life, they tell you that they're going to do something. Like LeBron James will tell you he's going to go to the NBA Finals and he's going to win it. Right. And he'll be dead serious. He'll mean it. Like Michael Jordan will tell you he'll beat you without even sweating and mean it. Like the tongue is powerful. When you put stuff out there, like it can happen. If you believe it, enough, it can happen. Now, I can say I want to fly to the moon. Is that gonna happen? Probably not. But if I say, hey, I wanna go look at the moon. I want to buy a telescope to see the craters on the moon. That's possible. I can do that. I can buy a telescope. I can sit my butt down, find some dark spot in the cloud sky, and look at it. Like it's achievable. If I wanted to fly to the moon, I could become an astronaut and fly to the moon. But moral of the story is like your goals are all reachable. They're reachable. Don't fall into the trap of people saying, "Oh, I don't know, that's going to be hard." Yeah, duh. Of course, it's going to be hard. If it was easy, anybody can do it. That's why there's only like a 5% chance of you successfully making it. But like, what's making it? Like, there's a plethora of definitions of what's making it. Like for me, what's making it? If I'm able to buy my house this year, I'm good. I'm good. If I'm able to own my own house, I'm good because my kid's good. My wife good.
That's facts.
That's first. Then I'm working towards potentially going to WWE, AEW, or Japan one day. Hopefully this year. More than likely this year, because I'm going to speak it in existence. Hopefully more this year.
The tongue is powerful.
This year is like it can happen. So to anybody young or currently old, it's cool to be upset. It's cool to be sad, but don't let that stuff eat away at your brain, because it's easy to sit and kind of be sorry for yourself. But it's harder to get up and go to the gym and be mad. Go to the gym and work out. Take your frustrations out on the weights, the bags, the ring, or cut a promo, or figure out ways to, I don't know, create content for your brand. I don't know, anything.
Right.
Use that energy to make you better. Like that's something I feel like I've gotten way better at. Way better at. Is it easy? No. But it's not hard no more. It's not hard at all. So that's just my biggest advice to a lot of people. Not even just in wrestling, like in life period. In life period, because life is really like, it's aggravating. People will try you. Life be lifing.
Life be lifing.
But you just got to remember, why do you wake up every morning? Why are you waking up every morning? And even if you don't got a family, none of that. Well, why do you wake up though? Like it's something you want. Like even if it's something as silly as, oh, I want to work to get a big old couch one day. All right, that's a goal.
Right.
That's an achievable goal. That's something. Yes, if that's why you want to wake up every morning, cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So that's just really my biggest advice to people in general, wrestling, life, whatever. Like, just, why do you wake up every morning?
I feel that's real. That's good advice. I hope y'all listeners out there are listening. I hope y'all aspiring wrestlers out there listening. I just hope people out there listening just to that great word right there that he just provided everyone with. Just know your why, because life be life, and that's real. And like I said, and with that was good. And before we sign off real quick, because I know speaking of life be life, I know you got your life going on and everything. You got things to get back to. You got to get back to training. Got to get back to working so you can get ready to defend that Crown of Glory champion in the future, and also other shows that you have in the future to come. So with that, 3 quick questions we'll ask you real quick. Then I'll let you go ahead and go about your business. First question, who is your favorite opponent that you went against in your career so far?
Oh, man, bro. Ooh.
If it's too hard to think about, just give a top 3.
All right, that's better, because boy. Okay. So Mike Seidel, the brother of Matt Seidel, we had a practice/trial match when we had extra work for WWE a couple years ago. Probably one of my favorite matches ever. As most people know, wrestling is pre-planned. So we talk about like what we're going to do in the ring. And, before we wrestled, I asked him, it gave us like 4 to 5 minutes. Yeah. But like, before the match, I asked him, hey man, you want to like call some things? And he looked at me with a smile. He's like, no, thank you, buddy. That's all right. And I freaked out because I never called a match on the fly at that point. So I was like, what? And Mike Seidel trained me. So I was like, oh no. And I should have realized then, like it would have been fine because again, he was one of my trainers. But like this the fact of the matter at that point, that was like 2019. At that point, I had not done that yet. So I was like, uh-oh. And like this is front of the Usos was there, Adam Pearce was there, Finley, Scott Armstrong, like a lot of the wrestlers. I think Roman was out there hanging out, Naomi. I was just like, oh, Cedric Alexander. I was like, oh, I'm about to get fired, and I'm not even hurt. But probably one of the best matches I've ever had, and no one's never going to see it. No one's going to ever see it.
Dang.
Ever see it.
At least you say you did it.
Man. And like after that, I'm like, oh, that was easy. Okay. All right, Camaro, chill out. Calm down, bro. Then I would say number 2. Number 2. I would say Fred Yehi. I've always enjoyed wrestling Fred Yehi. It's real fun. He's really underrated. I'm gonna have to do a top 4.
Top 4.
Somebody else.
All right.
I lied. Top 5. Okay. Freddie has number 2.
Okay.
I always enjoy working Fred. He always brought a different beast out of me. I enjoy Fred so much. ACH. I learned a lot being in the ring with him. I was so lucky to be able to wrestle him like in his last year of wrestling. I hope he ends up coming back, but I was so lucky to wrestle him in a tag match before our singles match to kind of get a feeling of how he wrestled beforehand. And that meant the world to me to wrestle him in front of my family. And just like, man, he was one of like the first black wrestlers I looked up to outside of WWE. And I'm like, okay, he's real different than like the other black wrestlers I've kind of like used to see. Because like, you know, way back when you see certain wrestlers in WWE, unless you like Booker T or somebody, you really their characters weren't bad, but they really weren't like a Triple H or anybody like that. If that makes sense. So like you had Shelton Benjamin, but he's the athlete. Like, you know, that's expected of us to be athletic, right?
Right.
But so seeing like ACH, he was like a hybrid wrestler. Like he could fly, he was strong, he could talk, charismatic. He just in the ring having fun. I'm like, okay, so I could be that. I could be me. Right. As I turn up times 12. Okay, bet. So like being in the ring with him taught me a lot just about like respect in the ring. Like it's like earning stuff. Like I could go on a rant about respect and earning. Yeah. But it'll fly over a lot of people's heads. But like being in the ring with him, I feel like I had to earn that respect from him. I had to earn a good match out of him. I had to work hard for him to work as hard as me in the ring. I feel like because if I didn't, I don't think the match would have resonated well. Mm-hmm. Only because like it would have been fine, but I had to kind of reach deep down in me and kind of be like, okay, I got to be at this level because he's a next level athlete. Right. And I say I'm a next level athlete, so I have to be either just as good or better than him. Okay. So I feel like that night I was just as good as him. And I would say number 4, Josh Alexander. Another guy I learned a lot wrestling in the ring. Being in the ring with a world champion from a major organization, major company, Impact Wrestling, learned a lot from him. And my biggest takeaway from him is like he's just like one of us. He's just like one of the boys. Like he's not like a snobby dude. Like he's very selfless. Like very very helpful. Mm-hmm. Like again, I'm gonna pull back the curtain for all the fans listening, or the people who think wrestling's still real. You know, he's world champion, so he couldn't lose. because he's world champion for an actual organization. So, but the fact he made me look strong in defeat meant a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? Because he's wrestling in my city or whatever. But he had to beat me.
Yeah.
But like the fact like he was still selfless enough to make me look strong in defeat meant the world to me. And he's a great dude just to talk to and be around. And number 5, Mike freaking Outlaw. I've wrestled this dude about 100 times this year and last year.
I think I see every match y'all wrestled this year. This
dude, right? We are the Randy Orton and John Cena of St. Louis, bro. Austin and Rock. Yeah, man. Like when I had moved back home from KC, like he really helped me tighten up a lot of my skills in wrestling. Like he still helps me a lot to this day. I always go to him for advice. I'm like, hey man, like, what do you think about this? Because he's a smart dude. Like people don't realize how good he is. He's good in ring, but his wrestling brain is incredible. Incredible. Because he'll think of something and it's like, oh, snap. I didn't think of it like that.
Right.
And like now that I've been around him, now like he's helped me so much. Like we think the same now. We almost think the same. Like we damn near finish each other's words, sentences half the damn time. When we're like coaching or coming up with ideas, we always have like the same remote ideas because like he opened my brain to a lot of stuff. And I'm like, you son of a gun, you did it again. Like that dude has the biggest brain I feel like in wrestling. Like he's like a great coach. Like he's a great wrestler, but he's an even better teacher, dude. Like so any opportunity I get to wrestle him, it's a learning opportunity. And I also wrestling him, I felt the same way when I wrestled him, how I did with HGH or Jackson Alexander. I have to be my very best. I have to be at my very best. Like I have to be just as good or better than him in the ring that night. So yeah, that's my top 5. You shut up before I make a top 10.
Right.
But no, that's my top 5. Yeah.
All right. And so with that being said, who is one wrestler that you want to wrestle in the future that you haven't wrestled?
I made a list. Minoru Suzuki. I want to whoop his ass.
Yeah.
I want to whoop his ass. He come back to the Minoru, if you watching this, if you so happen to watch this, I'm gonna call your ass out on Twitter again. I've been tagging you on tweets. If I see you at Glory, if I see you at Grandel, you and I, then we're gonna have lunch and play with Captain Sub.
He said he needs that match. He needs that.
Bro,
match.
I need it.
Cool. And last question I got for you. Is there any chance you will bring back the best rapper alive as your intro song?
Ooh, I love that. Everybody love that theme.
Dude,
I ain't gonna fake it.
That
like,
intro came in, you came in, you're like,
Man, so I think that was something else I had to also tweak about, like my Quadfather persona.
Understood.
So I'm like, okay, I love the entrance, but I feel like it doesn't fit. Like I like the hip hop stuff, but like I feel like it didn't fit at that like I was it fit at that time, but it
for like the next level.
Yeah, it didn't fit. I didn't feel like a big deal.
Yeah,
I didn't feel like when you hear Triple H theme or you hear Undertaker or Cena or anybody, like it's not like oh shit, here comes the Quadfather, here comes Camaro.
Yeah.
Like I feel like best rapper alive. It's hype. It gets you hype.
It did.
But like it wasn't like it didn't hit how this theme I got now hit. Because you hear the drums, that's trouble.
Yeah.
That's trouble. Like you wanna you want to hear like a tune that's like a oh shit, here they come.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's a war theme, it's a war cry.
Man. Hopefully bring it one time. Just one time. If we have another show at the past or something like that. Or if we decide to do another Black Wrestling Night show in St. Louis, you gotta bring that song back. I'm just gonna go and change it myself. Like, no, we're gonna change this song to this.
Bro.
He ain't gonna know until it's interesting. I'm like,
you know what's funny? This promotion in Kansas, so they had that theme on file.
yeah.
But I had my new one. I gave them my new one, but they never changed it. So like, bro, they was playing Best Rapper Alive, and like I didn't know how to come out to it no more. Like it felt weird. It didn't, because it don't fit. It don't fit me no more. Like it don't fit the persona I have. So like it was so awkward. I'm like, okay. I guess I'll just try. Like I couldn't even get intense or hype, bro. Right. It took me out of the match. That's the crazy part. It took me out of the whole match. I'm like, I try not to be particular, anal about stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I'm a wrestling fan, man. So if I hear Triple H is time to play the game, oh shit, it's about to get real. Now imagine if Triple H came out of something else, like Triple H came out of Ain't No Stopping Me, yo, Shelton Benjamin thing. Right. Like what? What the I don't want to see this.
Man, like I said, be prepared though. If I have another show, this is what's gonna happen.
He said, "Be prepared."
But nah, bro, I appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you for checking in with your boy. Appreciate all the love, man. You've been a good supporter of the brand. You've been a good brother to me. Like I appreciate everything coming on the show. Like I said, thank you for everything. Thank y'all for tuning in. Also, thank y'all for checking in with Another Roast Podcast. Hashtag KTR_podcast with the episode of Live and Direct with Camaro Jackson. Before we sign off, my brother, do you have anything to say to the fans real quick? You want to plug yourself in real quick?
Yeah, my Instagram and Twitter, my social media, HEEL Camaro. Camaro spelled Camaro. A lot of people spell Camaro with an E. And I don't know why. Like Camaro's literally spelled with 2 A's, like the actual car. So it bothers me that people are illiterate. They want to blame. Oh, it's autocorrect. No, it's not autocorrect. You're stupid.
I've seen you rant about that before too,
bro. You're stupid. Like it's not autocorrect. It's a literal car. So I know it's in a dictionary. So like, don't. It's the educated me coming out. It's pissing me off.
It's all good.
And I'm on Facebook too. Camaro Jackson on Facebook. YouTube, Camaro Jackson Wrestling. Like if you ever Google me, Camaro Jackson Wrestling, if you just do Camaro Jackson, you might get pictures of cars and some random black dudes. But Camaro Jackson Wrestling, yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
Cool. There you go. Thank you for everything, bro. Like I said, tune in with the next episode we got with Live and Direct. You never know who's going to have the next episode. Like I said, thank y'all for watching. This is No Roast Podcast. You Live and Direct with Cinko and Camaro Jackson. Thank you.
That don't compute in my mind. I must be out of mind. Black fist high, rally up before we out of time.